or watch, because we are live on Facebook. It's not just the kind of program you listen to on a regular days on the airwaves. No, when you attend this circle, this program, you must go home with something. You must go home with something. You can verify from most of our community members who are very diligent in their service to this platform. What I mean by that, by showing, by calling, by giving so much attention to this program, because it will actually go a long way. It will actually go a long way. It might not take effect now, but sooner or later you will definitely see the outcome. Yeah, that's on Monday we talked about parent-child relationship, and I went as far as telling you guys what parent-child relationship is, and I went as far as giving the 4 cardinal points, the 4 styles in which we train our children, the 4 cardinal points in which we take parenting styles from. And one, I made mention of the authoritarian parenting. I also made mention of the authoritative parenting, the permissive parenting, and the uninvolved or negligence parenting. Now, I also went as far as explaining what the authoritarian parenting is. And if you followed me carefully, I said the authoritarian parenting, you believe kids should be seen and not heard. They believe the kids should be seen and not heard. When it comes to rules, they believe, as the parent believe, it should always be my way. That's when it comes to rule, the parents must give rules and regulation, and the children are supposed to follow those rules and regulation to the letter. It's usually always their way, and they don't even give room for dialogue or room for the children to express themselves, because most rules that you give at home, of course, your kids sometimes have their own opinion. They might not object that rule, but they might want to add their own opinion to that rule to make it spicy. That's just kids for you. Now, when you give them rule and you impose those rules on them, you want them to carry out those rules to the letter. You don't care about their feelings. You don't care about their emotions. You don't care about how they will react when you give those rules. That is not actually the right way to train a child. No, you don't do that. There's supposed to be a room for dialogue. They are kids, they grow up, and mind you, they associate in school, they associate with other pupils in school. They know what they say, they know what they see in schools, of course. They know that most parents are so lenient or are so nice to their kids. They will now wonder why their parents don't allow them to express themselves, or don't give them room for that expression of self. Of course, so many things will be running up and down their brain. And you know what? Whatever they see outside, they tend to think that those things are right. Sometimes they even go as far as making the parents, or think that the parents don't really love them. That's where self-esteem, very low self-esteem, comes in. You see some kids, they can't associate with other kids, they can't really relate, they can't talk, they are not bold enough, they are very timid, they are very shy. Some even go as far as having issue with their self-esteem. And if you watch those kind of kids, those kind of kids grow up to have issues when it comes to mental issues. Those kind of kids, sometimes majority of them are those ones that any little trigger, they think of committing suicide. They fall into depression so very easily. Yes, those are the kind of kids that have those issues. And I also made mention of giving your children the room to express themselves. Authoritarian parenting is not the proper way to handle children. Some parents are involved in this style of parenting. Authoritarian parents, you just give instruction and you believe and you want that instruction to be carried out no matter what, no matter the circumstance, no matter the environment, no matter their feelings, no matter the condition at that moment. That is not the right way to parent a child. No, authoritarian parenting is not the right way. I'm talking to some parents because I know that you are falling in this category of parenting, which is not supposed to be. It's not proper. Your children are supposed to be your how, I don't know the right word to use, but you're supposed to see your kids as yourself. Now, when you don't know how to relate with your children, you don't know how to talk to them, you don't know how to express your feelings or your fears or your affairs with them, then you have issues, because you would want them to. There are some parents that when they go out and they're coming in, when their kids hear the sound of their car, the horn of their car, or when their kids notice the parents are almost coming in, you see everybody will be entry scatter. Some of them will even go as far as tagging their parents or their father or their mother, especially the father, Lion of Africa. How can your kids tag you as a Lion of Africa and you are okay with that? As you're coming in, they are running. Everybody is finding where to enter, where to put their head. How possible is that when your kids are supposed to be your friend? When your kids are supposed to see you as a friend, as a confidant, how can your kids run? And some parents are so comfortable with that. They want their kids to be so scared and terrified when they know or when they see them coming. How possible is that, please? If that is the training you had with your parents, it means your parents weren't exposed. Now that you are civilized, you are exposed. You shouldn't use that kind of training. You shouldn't use that kind of pattern. You shouldn't use that kind of style for your kids. It's not the right pattern to use, please. Now, today we are going to be looking at the authoritative parenting. And I said that they are the type of parents that guard their kids through open and honest discussions to teach values and reasoning to their kids. Authoritative parents are supportive to the child's emotion, that's their emotional needs, while having high standards for them. They are very concerned about their children's emotional needs, even while putting standards, having standards for them. They are very concerned about that, because of course when you break a child, that child will take a while before that child will be coupled back. And Africa as a whole, we don't believe in the philosophy of going for therapies, meeting a psychologist to talk to the psychologist. We don't believe in that pattern. Outside there, they believe in that pattern, and it actually works. Honestly speaking, it does work. Some of the cases of suicidal threats we have, or suicide we have in Nigeria, is as a result of we not believing in involving in a discussion, that's having a therapist or having a physiology coming to talk to us, talking to us one-on-one, having discussion. We bottle up things so much that sometimes we can't bear it. We don't even know how to manage those situations when it escalates. That's why you hear someone saying, I feel like committing suicide, because that person has bottled up so much inside and the person can't take it anymore. So it actually starts gradually. When we don't give attention to our kids, there are some parents that have actually lost it. Seriously, your kids have issues in school, they can't talk to you. They are so scared to talk to you. They know when they talk to you, you will yell at them, you will scream at them, you will shout at them, you will scold them. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. Give them room to express themselves. They are also human beings, mind you. In as much as they are still young, they are growing up to become a full-fledged human being. So they have the right to be heard. Seriously, some parents have really lost it. Some parents have lost it. And I said earlier on that this authoritarian parenting, they are those kind of parents that groom monsters as kids, groom bullies as kids, because when you bully them at home, they want to practicalize that behavior in school. So they take it to school, bullying kids in school. You are so strict with them, you are so cold with them. They don't have a voice, they don't have a say, they can't talk to you. When they talk to you, you yell at them. Those kind of parents need to actually undergo some trainings. Actually, they really need to. Yeah, that's the authoritative parenting. They support their children emotionally, and they are very consistent. They are very consistent in doing that. They are very, very consistent in enforcing boundaries and limits. In as much as you're hearing your kids, you're giving, lending them, that you're hearing them, you're giving them room for them to air their minds and their feelings. You're also monitoring and consistent in enforcing their boundaries and limits. The authoritative parenting style is very interactive. It's very, very interactive. It's so interactive. You can interact with your kid. Like I myself, I interact with my children a lot. A lot. Sometimes you see me, I tease them a lot. We play a lot because it is in that act of playing that they will tell you things. Some children are actually passing through hell in school, but they can't express themselves. They can't talk to their parents because they are not close to their parents. There must be a level of closeness your kids will have with you before they express themselves. Some kids are being threatened in school. Some of them with those bad gangs, they want them to join their cause. Of course, courtism is so normal and so usual in our schools today. Some kids are being threatened in school. If you don't join our group, if you don't join our cult, if you don't do this, we will deal with you. Now they ought to come home and talk to their parents. Now, if this bond is not there, how do you think they will express their feelings to you? I heard of a story of a child who died in a school here in FCT, Abuja. And before she died, she actually called her mom, telling her mom that she wants to come home, that the mom should come visiting because it was actually a boarding school. Now, the mom actually came due to so much pressure from the child. Now, when the mom came, the mom wasn't even sensitive enough to notice that the child wasn't okay. She came and left. The child couldn't talk to the mom in the school premises because the issue at hand involves the school. Now, the child needed a very private place to actually express the mom, which should be at home. The child kept telling the mom, I want to come back home. Take me home. Take me home. The mom couldn't understand the handwriting on the wall because there was no bond. Yes, because that bond was not there. Now the mom left. On several occasions, the child kept calling. The child kept calling. The mom left until that issue escalated. Now, when the mom realized that something is wrong, it became too late. Because that child had passed through so much pain. At the time the mom took the child home, of course, it was almost gone. She couldn't even, the child couldn't even tell the mom what actually transpired, what actually happened in school before she died. That child died without explaining what really happened. If the mom had seen the handwriting on the wall, if the mom had taken the child that same day, if your child tells you, please mom, come and take me home, it means you should take her home. What you need to do is to go to the school and write for permission for your child to come home. You have the right to. You actually have the right to do that. If the mom had actually taken that child home that day the child was calling, if the mom had done the needful, that child wouldn't have died. Honestly, that condition or that situation would have been averted. But she didn't see it because of that bond. That's what I'm trying to say. In as much as you're trying to be strict to your children or to your child, please give them a learning, give them a listening ear. Let them know that they can confide in you no matter what. We are losing our children every day as a result of parents not having this bond with their kids. It's so heartbroken when you see kids that are trying to communicate to their parents, and their parents are not sensitive enough to understand what they are saying. Honestly speaking, God really help us. That's why I said it before now. Parenting is not just parenting. Parenting is a calling. It's a calling. Read books on how to be a good mom or dad. Go for trainings. Go for seminars. It's not only marriage. You go for marriage training. No. Go for parenting trainings. We have those things. The authoritative parenting style is very interactive, but with rules, while the authoritarian parenting style is without interaction. The children cannot question their rules, which is not supposed to be. If your child is your best friend, of course you will relate with that child as your child being your best friend. Your best friend, you can't give your best friend rules and enforce it on them. There's supposed to be a room for dialogue. They are kids. You are supposed to tell them why you're giving that room. I'm not saying that you are answerable to your kids. No. But there's a way you are supposed to have a rapport with your children that will make sense so much that they will so confide in you, they will so trust you and have faith in you. That's what I'm trying to say here. You are not running a military pattern of running a family. No, you are not running militarian pattern. These are your kids. You gave birth to them. Interact with them. Sometimes take a walk with them. Just take a walk. While you're talking, they will be telling you things. Authoritative parents are strict and warm. Authoritative parents are strict and warm, while authoritarian parents are strict and very cold. They are strict and very cold. There's an incident I heard of where a child came home to talk to the parents, and when the child knocked at the mom's door, of course, the child opened the door to talk to the parent. The mom quickly yelled at the child, "Go out, please, I want to rest. Can't I rest?" You don't even know what that child came to tell you. How can we run our homes like this, please, for heaven's sake? Sometimes the situation in which a child commits a crime, honestly speaking, sometimes is not their fault. It's the fault of the parents. Because it's a big slap and a big disgrace for your child to go out and commit a crime and you don't even know about. You don't even know it. How can your child be smoking in your house? You don't know that that child smokes. Is it not an error? Is it not a big slap on you? You are harboring a child. A child is in your house. Eats your food. That child smokes. You don't know. That child drinks. You don't know. You have lost it, oh. If you are that kind of parent, you have lost it completely. Any step your child should take, you should be aware of it. Whatever step. That is what parents or parenting should be. parents discuss and explain rules to their children, while authoritarian parents don't. You discuss rules. Okay, for instance, if you call your son, tell him, if your son is up to 10 years old, of course your son should have chores at home. He should have things he should be doing at home. If he's supposed to be washing his bathroom, you tell him, this is why I want you to wash your bathroom. I want you to learn and be neat. You give them explanation. Tell them why. You're telling them to do those things you want them to do. They deserve an explanation from you. You don't just impose laws, impose rules on them. They are not animals. They are human beings. Authoritative parents modifies rules. Why? And when opportune, they modify rules. They modify those rules. They modify rules because the parents are open to give and take discussion. So their children are taught to think critically about the reasons behind each rules, because they taught those kids how to do so. Their brains are working 24/7. They are very active. While authoritarian parents don't. Authoritative parents have the most effective parenting style, be it social, behavioral, academical, emotional, because they expect a lot from their children, because they expect so much from those children, but they expect even more from themselves. So as you're giving your kids rule, you're also watching yourself, so you don't make mistakes, because children actually watch us. Whatever we do, they watch, they see, and it sticks to their brain. They might not react immediately, or they might not carry it out immediately, but you must see the traces in them. So while we are trying to work on them, we also are working on ourselves. Whatever characters we are exhibiting that are not supposed to be, we are trying to work on ourselves so that we can be better parents for them, while they are working on themselves to become better children and make us proud. We are also working on ourselves to make them proud. You think it's only the children that are supposed to make their parents proud? You think children are not they don't deserve parents that are supposed to be proud of them, or parents that are good and they will be proud to say that this is my mom or this is my dad? You think it's only parents that have expectations for their children? Oh, children are not supposed to have expectations of their parents. That is serious. That is really, really serious. Research has shown that the importance, that's the researchers have shown us, they say it's important to ensure your parenting style is supporting healthy growth and development, which means that the relationship we have with our children is the most important element of parenting, because the way you interact with your child or children and how you discipline them has a lifelong impact on them. The way you discipline them, the attitude in which you are doing that, has a long-lasting, lifetime impact on them. It does. Some parents are not supposed to be parents. That's why you see overseas, honestly speaking, Nigerian law, our government have to start bringing in some kind of laws that will really help us. That will really help us and curtail crime. Because over there, if both parents cannot handle the child, of course, you will see government will come and take that child away from the two parents. Yes. You will see their government there will take over the responsibility of that child. They will take that, they will withdraw that child from that parent. Nigeria here, anybody is a parent. Somebody will just stay, and the next thing the person just wants to give birth. You will give birth. You cannot parent that child. There is nothing to write home about. What kind of mess are we in? Some parents don't even have time for their children. They don't have time for their kids. Those kids are trained by the community. Anything those children see, it goes. How well? This is my question to you now. If you say you are not married, someday you will get married. I said it on Monday. So you better learn now so that your children can be proud of you. It's not only parents that want to be proud of their children. Even children also want to be proud of their parents. It's a two-way thing. Some parents there are making their kids so proud. Those parents, do they have two heads? Do they have two heads? Are they not in the same country as you are? Don't tell me that because they have money. There are some parents that don't really have money. They are just average. They are just on the average level. And they are making their kids proud, just as their kids are making them proud. Why can't you also make your kids proud? Some parents are so fond of abuses, they will abuse that child, abuse the hell out of that child. And you expect that child to make you proud tomorrow. When you have failed in your parental duties. I open phone lines for both viewers and listeners to call in. Like I said, we're on Facebook Live. If you want to connect via Facebook, you can connect on our Facebook handle, ITV Radio Abuja. ITV Radio Abuja. Connect with us on Facebook. Like our page. Please comment. Those of us watching on Facebook, comment if you are the type of parents who is involved in the authoritarian parenting style. Please, that is not the proper way. Tomorrow, I'll be giving the two final style of parenting. That is the permissive parenting and the uninvolved parenting. We'll be discussing that tomorrow. So if you're on Facebook, if you're watching, please comment, like our page, and invite your friends, invite your family. This is Family Circle on Independent Radio 89.7 FM Abuja. Now the phone line to call is 09047671338. My community members, start marking register. The phone line to call is 09047671338. That is the phone line to call. Please be very brief when you're calling because we have lots of call. I think that's the major challenge we're having. If you're calling, just be very brief, go straight to the point and nail it and off you go so that other callers can have the opportunity to air their opinion or give their experiences as the case may be. Yeah, I lost that call. The line to call again is 09047671338, or you can, those of us watching via Facebook, you can send me your opinion. Just type it there. Definitely I will go through it, and if there's point for me to reply, I will also reply. I have a first caller in the studio. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, I can hear you. Go on. Hmm. Yes. It's not 75. It's supposed to be 80%. It's from the parents. Yes. Mm. 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 Honestly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Mm. The line to call is 0904-767-1338. That is the line to call in if you have any contribution or you have any experience you want to share. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay. From Kuje. Go on, Mike. I can hear you. Amen. Mm. 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 We will talk about that one tomorrow. Mm. Yes, yes, the permissive and the uninvolved. Yes. Mm. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much. Amen, ma. Bless you too, ma. It's not just to give birth that is the issue. When you give birth, how do you parent that child? That is the big question you ought to ask yourself. Don't you think that your creator will actually ask you how you parented that child that you gave birth to? Some girls now, that is what is reigning now. You just want to be a baby mama. You just want to give birth. Some of them will tell you that they want to give birth to a baby girl because they want to paint the girl's lips pink. They want to paint her hands. They want to wear her skimpy pink clothes. They want to wear her wig. Is that how you want to parent a child? Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is and I'm calling from Maraba.
Okay, I can hear you.
Yes. Okay, it's a good topic. Actually, it nice a lot of things. Yeah, I'm just happy where I am.
Mm.
You see, this authoritative parenting, I grew up in it.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk, I was just laughing, and now I have my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, exactly what you see, exactly what's happening. And there was a time I had to sit down and check, like, is this how you want to train your children?
Mm.
The way you grew.
Mm.
The father was a military man,
Oh.
mother was a military person.
Oh,
But really,
oh.
really work and influence. Your parents, they really, really need to check it.
Honestly, balance it.
See, you get back to this child. What way did you see? How
Mm.
do you want this child to just do everything when it? This children go to the next level.
A lot.
Everything. You know it's coming from the basic world.
Yes.
Children are inquisitive.
Yes.
How do you want them to live the way you live? The parents say, I didn't do this. My parents say, allow me to do this. Hey, your time and their time is different.
It's different. That's what they don't want to understand.
Time and this children's time is different. Yes, the Bible says, spread the word and spoil the
The
child.
child.
Balance it.
Ah.
In as much as you want these children to do the right thing, to do the way you want them to do, allow them freedom of their time. Let them do their own way.
Yes.
Make me feel so you call them, say, you see the reason why I don't want you to do this. That is why I want you to do like this.
Yes.
They understand.
They will understand well.
The child is putting his hand on fire, and you say, don't you stop to get it. And you go by putting his hand on fire. Allow him, when that hand
Born.
burns,
Yes.
you will come back and realize why I told you, don't put your hand on fire.
Honestly.
It's not an easy task to be a parent, but God will definitely help us and will do that.
Amen. Thank you so much, ma. Yes, ma. Thank you.
Really good job.
Thank you. Yes, ma.
Have a good day.
And you too. Honestly speaking, those days are not the same as now. You cannot use the same hand in which your parents trained you to also train your children. It can never be the same. Do you know that there are some kids that They hide the way those kids lie. If they lie here, even their parents will not believe. Because you didn't give them room to express themselves when they actually... See, children, I will talk about that. Some of them, maybe next month, about kids and how they behave, how they relate. If a child tries to talk to you once, twice, and you shun them, honestly speaking, that child will know. That child will now bottle up his or herself. Now looking for who will open up for them outside. That's why you see, I said it earlier on, that it's an error for your child to tell you to your face that he or she has a best friend outside. That is not you or your husband. It's an error, a very big error. Why can't you make that child your best friend? Why can't you make that your son or your daughter your best friend? It's an error. Just like I said earlier on, I treated a topic last month, if you are a follower of this program, where I said that your child should hear first from you. Sexual education. Sexual education should be taught by parents first, before even schools. You are supposed to teach your child first. Let that child hear it from you, from your mouth, before hearing it outside. How can you just give birth to a child and you allow the community to take care of that child? Some parents are so lackadaisical about their children. They will tell you the same God that gave me the children will help me and take care of them. From where? From where? Giving excuses where you have failed. Where you have failed, you give excuse. The number to call again is 09047671338. I really appreciate my viewers via Facebook. I'm really grateful. I'm really, really grateful. Like I said earlier on, it will come to a time where family circle will be the in thing. Not just only FCT. Outside FCT, we will get there. Because this platform is not just a usual program platform on the airwave. No, it's a very educative program that will really teach you, because I said it earlier on, no one knows it all. No one knows it all. We unlearn to learn. We unlearn to learn. I know that there are some persons during this program, as the course of this program progresses, I know it very well that there are some persons that will learn things via this topic. I know, I'm very, very sure. I know it. So if you're out there and you know you have failed, please ensure you make a U-turn. It's not too late to correct yourself. I wonder how you will do that, especially when your kids are grown. God will really help you. Just add prayers to whatever you are going to do and ensure and believe God that you will get it right. If we can get it right from our family, honestly speaking, this nation, our community, our society will be a better place for everyone. If we can just get it from our family. Of course, no man on earth was dropped down from heaven. Even Jesus Christ himself came to this earth through the normal and the usual way everyone came to this earth, so that no one will have excuse that, oh, it's because I came to this earth via dropping. God just dropped me from heaven. He ensured he came to this earth through a woman. He ensured he did that. Of course, he has the power to want to just come down on his own, but he ensured he went through those processes so that you and I will not have excuse. If you are failing as a mother or as a father, you don't have an excuse. Try as much as possible to correct it. For some persons, it might be too late. Because if your kids don't have respect or regards for you, I wonder, it's only God himself that can change them. There is nothing prayers cannot do, be it a Muslim or a Christian. We all believe in prayers. There's nothing prayers cannot do. So it's only prayers and your constant advice that will melt their heart, especially when they know you have genuinely changed, because you cannot want to pretend to your kids. Those kids are wiser than you think they are. Those kids are wiser. Have you not seen kids? During my growing days, I know of some children, those days when we grew, because I myself, I grew up in deeper life, and of course, doctrines, we don't believe in some certain things. And you will see, when I was in school, you will see those children who at home, they behave so holy, they come to school, they will wear earrings. They don't wear it in the household, they'll wear it in school, trousers, they'll wear it in school. But at home, they will behave like saints. And guess what? Their parents taught those kids are actually saints, like they claim they are. Now, why don't some parents just impose those things on the children without explaining to them what it actually means? Because if a child actually understands those things, those children will not want to deviate from them. I'm telling you sincerely. Some parents just impose laws, impose rules on their children without explaining those things to them, without allowing them to also express themselves. Why? Now, who is deceiving who? The authoritarian parenting is not the proper way to parent a child. Please, so that we can get it right. If we fail in our family, what do you think our community will look like, please? If everyone fail in the parenting of his or her child or children, how do you think this community will, that's our society, the nation at large, how do you think we will cope? Get materials that involve parenting, right parenting. Read those materials. Listen to those materials. There are so many messages. There are so many topics, so many talk shows online about right parenting. Why can't you get it? Instead of you to sit down and be watching YouTube and be watching Instagram that doesn't make sense as a mother. Because if a mother can stand her feet, of course the father will follow suit. There are some mothers that are terrible. There are some women that are not even supposed to be called mother. I know what I'm saying. There are some women that title motherhood is not even supposed to be in their name. Some of them, their fathers are usually very strict, but the mothers will try and make those children feel their father hates them. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, my sister. This is Kiti calling from California.
Oh, my community member. We bless God. We thank God.
You're well done.
Thank you.
Each time I hear about family tech, I always, even though sometimes I'm busy, but I always make sure that my everything concerning me always be here, my spirit, my soul, even my wife and call, and they have gone to the station every 4 o'clock, every Monday, Wednesday.
And Thursday by 5.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Based on what you are just said now, when we are I remember in 1995, I remember then I do play ball. Then my father would always tell me, don't play ball. When you get to come back home, do your assignments, that home, eat food. Yeah, my father is he's a good farmer in Ekiti State. Now,
Okay.
whenever I left to farm in the evening, I will work out and play with my friends, play ball. Whenever he came back with my mom, when I asked, do you play ball? I would say no. And you know, as a child, when you play ball, you will sweat and your leg will be dirty. So if I have any sign of any machine coming from anywhere, I will run and now wash my leg. If I find out it's not my father that is coming, I will go back again.
I'll continue playing.
Playing the ball. See, a certain day in that game, the game was so interesting that my speed was kind of, I forgot that the instruction had been given to me by my parents. So my father was, because when we were playing ball, it was like open place. I knew that my father is going to visit our house there. Now, my father now saw me playing ball. That was the first time he saw me playing ball face to face with me. I don't know what to do then. I just saw it, just like let him stand open, let him enter. Because I know the kind of father I have. Because if he now give an instruction, if you disobey, either you will have marks on your boy every.
Oh.
When you now get and now run home, I told them welcome. They tell me welcome. My father told me welcome. So what my father said, I should go and look for K that is my size.
That is your size.
My home, apart from me, that is my real life story about my father. I went to go and look for Ken that is so that when he flogged me, he will break and so I'm like, my father, didn't as I get this, I should not get time to do again on that side.
Oh my God.
Now, that I will say, he take me to his own room, he will
Mm-hmm.
not flog me. So if he flogged me, he will tell me I'm not going to do it today. I should go and take my bath. When I take my bath, he will now bring different type of book, either novel, anything I should start reading. That book I didn't want to read, I should start reading.
Reading it.
What are you going to read with the pain and all that? I know you are going to read that. You understand? My mom will be begging, also as a mother, is her husband. That's it. Let me be begging. My mother said that no. Also, that I'm a nice child. My elder sister here busy doing housework and busy dey play ball. Understand? As a lady, based on the money that my mother always give them. If whenever they are calling out, don't run away. Don't play. That's my one as a son, as a boy. Now, people say that there is a day my father won beat his mom working. You know what I did? He now said I should come and come. He put a nail in the fire. When he put that nail inside fire, he said, this nail, when it's red, I should come and call him. Go to use for experiment. I said, okay, sir. So when he read now red, he now go and call him. He now use cutlass and remove it. He now said I should hold that nail with my hand. He said I should hold it with my hand. I said that this is fire now. I cannot hold it. It's red already. He said now I cannot hold it. But I can go and play ball that you have started into the play. If I break leg now, do you know that nail is even more better for me to break leg? Also, he said that I should be careful. I should not play ball again. And he's going to give me the last one. Any day he catches nothing, he play ball again to give him mark. Then I'm gone. After like 1 month, and I'm play ball. Then after like 1 month, I went to go and play ball again. My father now play ball. Oh, that night, I'll give him mark. The mark is still my team. Now I'm talking to him. You touch, I hit this from my eyeball.
Jesus.
So what I'm trying to say is that you as a parent now, I've grown, I've become a father now. I've seen what my father told me about football then. But I feel as a fault. Now, who brought about that football is a good thing now.
Yes.
Based on their own time, it's not a good time.
Yes.
Because they believe that the footballer are sort of arrogant.
Oh, I lost that call. I lost that caller. Okay, I can't take more calls. This is the best I can take. Now, I want to make something clear. Those of you following on this platform, I know of some persons who have actually called me several times and have really been of, I have really assisted in the way I can. But if I said it before Monday, if you are opportune to have my contact and you call me and I ask you to call me back, and you feel I should be the one to call you or to follow up, then you are wrong. Then you are very, very wrong. Because you are just a person calling. You don't know how many other calls I've been receiving or I usually receive on a daily basis. So you don't have that right to expect me to call you and follow up when I'm just trying to help you. There is no one here that have ever called me and I demand for anything from. So please, do me that favor. When you call me, don't expect me to call you back to follow up, because I actually don't even save numbers. I don't save contacts. How many will I save? So some of you that will call me and you expect me to call you and follow up, you are supposed to call me to follow up because I'm doing you a favor. I'm helping you here. So please, let's get it straight so that we will understand ourselves. Those of you that I told to call me, or I told you I was going to call you back, I don't have your contact. So do me a favor, that's why I keep saying, send me a message. If you send me a message, at least those messages will be on my phone. I will remember to want to even follow up on your issue. But don't sit down at home expecting me to call you back. I have so many things that I'm doing. So many things. Now, for those of you having marital problem or having relationship problem and you want me to advise you, you can call me on 07036878937. You can call me on 07036878937. I'll take it one more time. 07036878937. That's the number to call me on. Or you send me a message. Send me a WhatsApp message. If I see it, I will definitely respond. But don't call me to be begging for alms. I said it earlier on. I have so many people I'm actually working on right now. I can't even hear you. I can't assist you on that. For now. For now. This is the much I can take on this edition of the program, Family Circle. I'll be seeing you tomorrow by 5 p.m. Now, if you want to follow us on our Facebook, you want to join this program live via Facebook, the handle to join is ITV Radio Abuja. Connect via Facebook, watch me live, send me your comments, tell me what your problem is. If I'm free, I will definitely go there and respond. Now, if you want to connect to me on Instagram, personally on Instagram, my Instagram handle is Esther Usetim. That's my Instagram handle. Connect with me via Instagram, send me a DM. I will definitely respond. Now, if you want to tweet me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is Esther Usetim CF. Esther Usetim CF. That's my Twitter handle. My Facebook account is Esther Usetim. Connect with me via those platforms. Send me a DM. I will definitely respond. I will definitely respond. Don't forget that family is everything. Always cherish your family. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow by 5 p.m. on the dot. My family, my community members will be live here. We'll be discussing the permissive and the uninvolved parenting. Thank you and God bless you.